Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and this is the Road to the Record, where I work to achieve mastery of 10 games in a hunt for the best score of the Decathlon. If you'd like to see, remember to hit that like button. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. Let the games begin. This is Pro Cycling Manager. It's the career mode, and we're on to episode 23. Now, in real life, the 2019 season is now underway, off and rolling. There's been some exciting action already, and some new teams, new looks of teams. So if you haven't seen anything yet and you have a cycling subscription, make sure you tune in. Or if you don't, there are definitely some highlights on YouTube of some recent races going on, so be sure to check that out. Now, as for the game and the team, I just did a 4-stage race off camera and actually had a wonderful time. Really would have preferred that if it were on camera, but you never know beforehand what you're going to get with those races, but it was pretty exciting. So we had a 4-stage race. First one, sprint stage.
At least the teams with sprinters won't be complaining, and of course, those opportunists with a bit of daring won't make their life easy.
I ended up getting a 10-man mini breakaway. Well, we ended up getting the same time as everybody else, as they tend to do with those. But we ended up with that 10-man mini breakaway where they all ended up in the top 10. Well, all 7 of my guys were in that 10-man mini breakaway. So all 7 riders were inside the top 10 on the stage, including first, second, 5th, 6th, and then 8, 9, 10. So we had a very, very good race. And then stage 2, first, second, and 3rd place in the final standings on that one. So with all those nice time bonuses, we were in a very, very good place for the overall race. Stage 3, team time trial. We took 2nd, but we were only 7 seconds behind the team that ended up winning it. As a result, I was still hanging on to the overall race lead. I was still hanging on to 2nd, and I think I had like 5th after that, based on those time bonuses from the first 2 stages. As a result, after that, stage 4 was supposed to be a hill climbing one, but it really wasn't that severe. There was definitely some damage done to the team, but we were still in a place where I had 6 out of 7 riders left for the final kilometers. Pulled it together, sprinted, should have won, but the finish line was on a curve and I was on the outer edge of that curve, so by millimeters I lost and ended up in 3rd place with 3 riders side by side by side, but we ended up taking 1st and 2nd in the overall. Ended up with a couple, 2-3 other riders inside the top 10. And so we ended up with some pretty valuable points and a nice payday. We got like 11,000 for that race. Alright, so Marini is back from his broken ribs, and that's valuable as he is our top sprinter. Vilvol on a -2 today, but also looking good. Van Hemlen, we'll get him to protect one of those guys. Garrison, we'll get him on the other. Wachtendorf has been on a fitness peak, but it looks like he is now off it, even though it didn't tell me he is, but just from the looks of it, fitness is down to 91. Race day condition at a 0. And then we've got Harris is our guy today. So we'll get Harris as the other one. Wachtendorf was in that group, and it's only been 1 day actually since that 4-stage race has finished up. This is a 1-day classic. We've got 168k to go, so that it is a bit of a long one. It was Seasbull and Veldeman who were those top two, while Wachtendorf was right there with him. I think Wachtendorf ended up in like 5th overall for that race. And with that fit speed bonus that Wachtendorf had, he was quite good. One of the days, he was a +5. And was in that top 3 on the stage where we took 1, 2, 3. So it was nice to get him up there because if you remember back to last season, Wachtendorf was our guy. Wachtendorf was the main sprinter more often than not. Simpson won a handful of stages, and he was our guy for the unusual ones, the little bit of a climbing, little extra effort required kind of stages. Okay, 120, that's close enough. Yeah, if you haven't played the game much yourself and you're still kind of watching and just you like cycling but never picked the game up, quick tool tip here. You get about 60k, really you get about 70k out of the bottles of water, but there are times where, depending on how big the crowd is, how wide the roads are, how steep of an incline or even decline that you're dealing with at any given time, and who it is, it could take 10, 15, or even 20k to get water from the back of the peloton up to the front to all of your riders. So what I tend to do is I time it as a 60k thing, but I also keep an eye on the terrain. One of the best ways to get water to your group is if you are about 1 kilometer from the top of some sort of peak. And if you're near the front, like I always keep my group, and we had some gravel there for a little bit, and again, so off onto some dirt gravelly roads. Let's see here. Oh, crash. Okay, we're gonna pause. I'm gonna take care of this. We do need to get some water again. However, we're about to see a split. Simpson, Harris both caught up in the crash. Garrison is in the crash. Vole made it through. Okay, so Simpson, Harris, and Garrison are all in the crash. That's not bad, but they are just now getting back on their bike.
It looks like the pack has bitten the dust collectively, but the riders would seem to be okay to carry on. Holy cow, that was a fall.
Garrison, go ahead and grab water for these 3. You guys, oh my, look at that, group of 7, but it's 40k to go. And there's 35 riders very close behind, so no, I don't expect any magic to happen, but what I do expect to happen is somebody, and Wachtendorf, you were the guy normally anyway, go and grab water real quick. Take care of the group here.
He's given up.
We were just talking about 60k, well, we're inside 40 now. And you get that pace picking up where it gets harder and harder to get water here. Okay, get to Van Hemelen there. Alright, that's this group. Garrison's got water, but he's not making his way back to the front. And this is what I'm talking about. Heavy pace, we had crashes. Garrison's doing a lot of damage to get water to Harris and Simpson right now. There we go. He's made it. He's relaxed. These guys struggling at an 85. Peloton 10 riders now, but there's a pretty big group close behind, and with 30k to go, I don't have enough strength in these 5 to keep away, so we'll let it come back together, and now it has. Let's now get the group resorted. Marini is protected by Van Hem. Oh, it split again. And again. I need to get somebody on Vilvol. Could be Wachtendorf, but these guys really should be coming back on him here any moment. It's just a small gap. But you can see how much damage there is to this group. Okay, go ahead and get up to Vilvol. And Harris,
With less than 20 kilometers,
I
the
want
lead is
you
still over a minute. It's going
get
to be
back
hard
up here
work
to the
maintain
front.
the
There we
breakaway.
go. Now they're back into the front. And now it's 55 riders only. It's just about time to form up. Simpson's almost done. Garrison's almost done from getting this group back to the front. Harris isn't going to last terribly long. It's probably going to put Wachtendorf ahead of Harris now in the sprint train, but ooh, pace just slowed. Okay, so this is the time to take off. Marini or Vilvol? Marini gets the nod today. Vilvol, and like I said, Wachtendorf now instead of Harris, just because of the fatigue factor. Van Hemlen is still strong, so we'll put him ahead there. It is Garrison looking a little stronger than Simpson at this point, as Simpson is nearly out of energy. So let's go 94. See, pace slows down and somebody attacks. That's not
There's
good.
now more than a minute between the breakaway and the pack.
Okay, Garrison, you better get ready because Simpson's gonna run out quick here.
They don't have anybody in the breakaway group.
And there you go, he's already done. Still 17k to go, so maybe keep it at 95 for now. How are we looking on the group? There's Marini right in back. Already looking like there could be a separation
The
here in a
finish
moment.
line is getting close. The riders have just passed the 15 kilometers road sign.
Garrison's not going to last
The group
much
is slowly
longer.
thinning out due to such a frantic pace.
96, 14k. Can't go too hard yet. Peloton is down to 28 riders. 30 seconds, so it looks like there still could be a reconnection here. Harris getting ready. Van Hemlen. Still over 10k. So we're going to go back down to a 95. 21 riders.
Spurts away from the group.
20
He's looking
riders.
for victory. The finish line is getting
We
close.
still have a breakaway group ahead of us.
Road sign.
9k. Van Hemlen, try to stay with the group. Garrison, Simpson are off the back. There we go. We're about to make contact with the breakaway group. Harris is already done. Harris is already done. I missed that. 3 riders, 7k. That's what. Ooh, the finish line's a little hill. No, that's fine. 6k to go. I let things get back together. That was my fault.
The finish line is getting close. The riders just passed the 5 kilometers road sign.
I don't have enough strength left here. Van Hemlen, where are you? Van Hemlen, I want you to get up here. I need Vilvol. Wachtendorf. Go 93 for a second. Van Hemlen. Van Hemlen. There we go. There we go. He's coming. He's coming.
Attack!
Oh, shoot. Now it's down to 3k. Van Hemlen, sprint. Let's watch Vilvol. Is he gonna... Yes, yes. There we go. There we go. Okay. We're recovering here. Van Hemlen's gonna lead it out. He's only got a little bit left. But Vilvol will go here in a moment. And now... Oh boy, where is our one rider? Okay, we caught him. Vilvol is going. What happened to Marini, though? What happened to Marini? follow. Vilvol. Let's drop it down for a second. Vilvol's off on his own. He's got a little gap, but what happened to Marini? Come on, dude. Marini is now way behind. There goes somebody off for the win. We're going to take second. We're going to take second. At least Marini got back to second, but that was a disaster. He was nowhere near. Vilvol runs out of energy. He does a great lead out, and the guy he's leading out loses the wheel by a large margin. A very large margin. So at least we managed second, but that was not good. Imagine if Marini was in place and not, 12th wheel when he started his sprint. He would have easily won. And that was a one and done too here. So no additional stages, so we just managed second place. That was 2 mistakes. And we ran out of energy way too early on that setup. I suppose still not a terrible result. Second place. We're on the podium. We just lost out on the chance to win. Really, it looks like we lost out on a chance to take a 1-2. I think we would have been strong enough for that. Alright, so the Himmerland Rund is next. I believe that's another 1 day. Yes, it is. Perfectly flat, 190k. And we are ready to head into it. 7 riders. So we'll load it up. So we've got Gouillard this time. Harris. Marini is back again. Simpson. Van Ginneken is here. So we've got some big names for this race. Definitely capable. Let's see. Madsen is here. I am not in the favorites. So we've got some higher tier guys above us that are favorites, but I've got 4 guys on Fitness Peaks. That'll certainly help us out. But I'll get things organized, I'll get things set up, and we'll join in for the final 30k or so on this race. So I'll see you there. Breakaway group of 8 riders is nearly caught. They're now fighting amongst each other to stay away just a little bit longer. Their lead's down to under a minute. Meanwhile, the pace is pretty hot. We're at an 85 and starting to drift off the pace a little bit here with 33k to go. I've got a strong team today. I've got Gouillard, Van Ginneken, Marini are all here, and then my other top sprinters from before in Wachtendorf and Harris are both here as well. So we've got a team very capable of putting together a good pace for this one, but there are some better riders that are at this race, so it will not be made easy on us. I think that's part of the reason for such a hot pace at the moment. Now under 30k to go. You might hear a pretty strong breeze, so we need to see what we're going to get. We've got a 40 kilometer per hour pace, and let's see, finish line looks like it's going to come in as a cross breeze.
There's a breakaway in the leading group.
So we're into this little inner loop here within town. 25k to go. And yes, strong cross breeze. See, there is damage being done because of the pace right now.
They obviously don't have anybody in the breakaway group. The pack is back on level terms with the breakaway group.
Breakaway group now caught. You can also see how much this undulates. We are on the finishing run right now, I believe. We'll see. So you come around that bend. again, another right-hander, and then a Y left-hander, and here is the finish. No. Well, that could be.
We're just 20 kilometers from the finish, so things should come down to a mass sprint for the line.
Okay, well, here's a quick look at it. 5K to go. This is also a good time. We need to get formed up. And we'll watch this final 5K for sure to see. Yeah, okay, there's 3 times through this still. I think Gouillard's going to be our guy today. So Marini's on a -1, and Gouillard, after having leveled up, his sprint is a 77, and his acceleration not so bad now. When you throw in a resistance +7 with that 69, he's actually going to hold out. His acceleration with race day condition is a 71, which still isn't great. Okay, but with a sprint of 80, you get him going from early enough out where he'll just run out at the end. That overall sprint should be enough. So we're going to give Gouillard the shot today. It's not a sponsor objective, so we can afford to take that chance and see. Gouillard still has not had a win. Van Ginniken, okay, Wachtendorf, and then it should be Harris, but Van Hemlen looking a little stronger, so we'll get Van Hemlen. I don't need all of these guys to sprint. I need some of these guys to just lead it out. And Simpson will go first. Go ahead and get his effort cursor up now. We'll try. It's already down to 19K. We'll go with a 95. He's already at the front, so we'll see if everybody can actually form up quickly. Harris, Van Ginniken a little further back. Wachtendorf is a little further back. Guys are wasting some energy chasing. In fact, Harris is coming from a long ways back. So Simpson, slow down a little bit. 94. Wachtendorf and Ginniken still trying to get into the train, and Simpson's nearly out of energy here. 16K to go. There we go. Now we're finally fully formed. And Harris, just about time for you to take over.
Only 15 kilometers
Okay, we'll
left.
go 95 now. Simpson, good job working us to the front. Peloton's already down to 39 riders. Remember, the pace has been really hot throughout this race. Okay, Van Hemlen, go ahead and use the gel. It'll be your turn soon, and I think we'll be able to do about a 96 now. 11K. Yeah, 5 riders for 10. Whoa! Whoa! I waited just a hair too long. I was watching, see how fast they come up. So the other teams are pushing pretty hard right now.
There's now just 10 kilometers left. And there's an attack at the front. He could go all the way.
That was that little bit of a climb, by the way. Okay, 97. We can start pushing. 8K to go. Wachtendorf. Okay, time to use that gel. Ooh, Simpson fell. He's at the back, though. 98. 6K to go. 4 riders.
What's going on? Several riders are flat on the ground. Certainly some sort of incident. Oh my, that's a spectacular fall.
Wachtendorf on a 98. Okay, Van Ginniken getting ready to go. 44 riders. Alright, now it's full 99s the rest of the way. Even on a 99, Wachtendorf is being caught right now. This is how much stronger these guys are. How it is outpacing us. Van Ginniken. Uh-oh, Marini, don't lose that wheel. Gouillard, don't lose that wheel. This is going to be it's already down to 2K. Down to 2K. And Van Ginniken is struggling to keep away, so we're going to sprint. Marini, sprint. Gouillard getting caught behind. Gouillard's getting caught behind. Sprint. Gouillard, can you get through for a podium?
Right on the line.
He's going to get third. He got third. Ah, dang it. He lost the wheel of Marini. The other guys were too fast. We didn't have the 1, 2, 3 that I'm used to having. The other teams were too strong. Gouillard, if he was right on Marini's wheel, and if Marini was the head guy on the lead out, meaning if we had a true proper lead out where we were already 1, 2, if he would have started his sprint there, he would have won. So that was not down to Gouillard's sprints. Gouillard was definitely fast. He overtook a lot of guys there in the final 100 meters. So he was fast, but he still can't get the elusive win. Only good enough for third place.
And here are a few of the key moments.
And we got one of our guys there left side and coming through the mix here. Yeah, see one of our guys there left side. That was a lead out man. See if we get a better look here. Ah, there he is. So he's got 4 guys still ahead, and no, that's not. Here's Gouillard coming through here. Yeah, look how fast Gouillard came through. That was Marini off on that left side. Gouillard definitely had the fastest pace there at the finish, but just couldn't. He had too far to go. Too many riders to get through. Let's see if I work 770. See what kind of payday we get for this one. Probably not that great considering it's a 1 day and we only managed third. Probably not going to be too big on the points either. So we've got Schkeeve Lube. I have no idea how to pronounce that properly, sorry. 470. So, there we go. Wachtendorf's fitness peak has ended. So he was just on a bad race day condition the other day. So 5-stage race coming up here in 2 days. But our next objective is still not for a while. We've got a month until the Winston-Salem Classic comes up. There are just 3 or 4 sponsor objectives left until we sign our contract for the next season. And you can see right now we are just barely making the high end, so we will have to be very careful on those races coming up. But first stage here, 180 kilometers, pure sprint. It's very flat, and we'll go ahead and jump straight into that first stage. I'll see you partway through. 33K left to ride. Breakaway group of 5 is now coming under 1 minute ahead.
He's trying to give his pals the slip.
Not quite yet time to form up. For this race, it was completely misspoken. I thought it was stage 1 of 5. No, it's the 1st of May. The race is taking place. So we've entered May, so this is a one and done. It is just a classic. And you can see that it's another inner city, and that the breeze is blowing pretty hot and heavy again. So 44, 43 now on the breeze, and we are. Oh, how am I supposed to figure that one out? Okay, 10K, so we are on a loop, so we'll be able to see this final 10K, and right about the finish line will be where I form up. So let's speed up and see what we're getting, and let's see, aha, the O key. Get that little banner, so we'll keep an eye on the banner here. It's also the 20K to go banner, so this is a little unusual on the run up.
Pack is increasing its work rate. Some teams can't be happy with the breakaway.
Yeah, we're not following the loop right now. So it's changing pattern. It's really hard to tell what we're going to get, as now we're coming back into that loop that we were just on a second ago. There's the 10K, so it's not the same loop as the finish line. So it's really hard to tell what we're going to get.
Breakaway.
So we might just need to form up and kind of go with it. We'll keep an eye on things, because you're going to burn energy a lot fast going into it than you are having the breeze at your back. And now it says 20K to go. We didn't go under the banner at 20K. We're going under the banner at 17K to go. So track layout's not quite matching what we're seeing there. Let's go ahead and form up though, because we are down to 17K to the finish line. You can see there is a bit of fatigue as we've been chasing pretty hard. Just 11 seconds behind the breakaway group of 5. They're right there. But we need to make our way to the front and take control of this thing. I've got a strong team, so it's going to be hard to select who is going to lead us out between Bull, Vilvol, and Marini. Bull is 76 on his sprint today. That's going to be tough to beat. But Marini, ooh, a +2, but not anything in the sprint. Vilvol's a minus, so I suppose it's going to be Bull following Marini, who's going to follow Vilvol, and then Veldeman, who are both on negative race day conditions. Then our strongman Van Hemlen with Harris and Easter playing the role of Domestique. First lead out guys, so we'll get energy gel, put you on a plus, and let's go 94 initially to get things set. And we're just going to have to keep an eye on that banner, because it is so hard to tell which direction we're going. And slow it down here, Easter. Back of the group. There's Bull coming through with now Marini, Vilvol, Veldeman, Van Hemlen. Now just Harris. Still trying to get up to his man. Breakaway group is caught. Easter has made his way to the front. Harris is still caught up here. Harris, come on, get through the group. You're dropping further back. Take it to the left side here. There we go. Vilvol, come on, get to the left side. Marini, yeah. See, now they're playing smart. They're into the breeze. Harris still not up to Easter, and Easter's already done. So Harris, it's your turn. Easter never even got to help the group. Down to 10K though. Again, breeze. Really hard to follow. 8K. Okay, we're to the front, and it is time to really start turning it on, because it's 7K. So we're just gonna try to cook all the way in. Now, wind at our back, all of a sudden, it's just constantly shifting through the city here. 6K to go. 5.5K to go. Peloton is shrinking. The wind is going to leave a lot of riders getting caught out. Van Hemlen didn't have the pace, but now I've got the pace with 4K to go. These guys should be able to stay ahead of everyone. Vilvol, almost his turn, down to 3K. Marini, Bull, use their gel. Vilvol's not going to last much longer. He's going to run out quick. Marini, sprint, 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 sprint. Okay, there's Bull. They're getting clear. They're getting clear. Bull, come on, Bull. Come on, Bull. Come on, Bull. Oh, no. Second and third. All right. Ooh, Marini overtaken on the line. We still got second. There were some top guys here. In fact, Tuze was the favorite. He only came in 7th, so at least we beat him out. But again, we miss out on the win. Better sprinters around, and that win was did some damage. I mean, those guys hit that headwind and their energy just plummeted fast. We do get second and fifth, so it'll be worth some points. It'll be a little bit of a payout, but again, we miss out on the chance to win. So close. Marini so close to third, and Bull so close to the win. He ran out of energy just before the finish line and couldn't get over the top. Not a bad result, considering just that constant weave in and out of the city blocks there, and no telling when and where the wind was going to be on the finish line really messed us up. Alright, so I'm going to move forward a day here. I've got another race on the next day. But we're not going to go into it at this point. Sponsors, again, we're kind of right there on things. Let's look at the dates here. So we finished 5 objectives so far. The only negative was we got a top 10 when we needed a top 5 on a hill climb. And that was for the overall. So 2 hills and a team time trial. And we managed to come out just inside the top 10 with Van Ginniken, which was an amazing performance. But that one little negative is why we're not at the very, very top end. So they're punishing us pretty big time for anything that isn't a completed objective. And we had multiple stage wins, but didn't get any added bonus, because when they want you to win, they want you to win, and win is all you're going to get. So the Winston-Salem Classic is going to be a really good opportunity, that next race coming up, but we still got 4 weeks till it's coming. A really good opportunity to go beyond. Not the easiest, it undulates a bit, but that's definitely a sprint finish, so that plays to my advantage. I should easily get a top 3, if not a win. And then a few days later, and I think it's our next race on the calendar, it's a sprint finish, but you can see at climbs a lot, and on the back half where the pace is going to be a lot harder. So it's going to be a difficult race to carry out. Then we've got the Tour de Bois, pretty high on the objective list. This Trofeo, that top 3 finish, that's the highest of importance before August, and August doesn't matter. It's the last day of July. In fact, a stage win. We have to get that stage win before the end of the month, which stage 6 we're going to get blown out on, but we'll get 3 chances for a sprint. So we should be able to make it, but the Tour de Bois, only 2 sprint stages, 3 hill climbs, and a time trial. So only a couple chances to get that stage win. So both of those are going to have to happen. This is the scary one, because if we don't hit that, there's no way we're getting the double bonus. But if we do, if we happen to win, that would be our biggest objective of the year to hit. So that's the biggest race, most important race. This is our best chance to get another blue sponsor objective, as we should be able to easily get above a top 10 on that upcoming race. But those 2 races are the most important ones coming up, and then we have to get the stage win on both of those. And then that means all 4 objectives have to be hit if we're going to get our positive. Noteworthy results list is getting quite long here. Top 3s here on the last 3 races in a row, plus that win for Bull before, and that was the overall, plus some stage wins. So it's definitely helping on the results, but it's not maxed out. And this one's hurting. We're getting nothing on the registered riders because we just don't have big names. We've met the objectives for Belgium, Netherlands, and the U.S., but we don't have the popularity of what they want in the squad. Taking a look at the season and kind of how we've done, we see the development of the team. The old guard, the 6 previous riders, we've got 2 67s and 4 66s amongst them, and they're really not developing. Remember, they were all 66 and below when we first signed them, and after a year and a half, the best we have is a 67. Gouillard, our superstar of the future that we signed, started as a 66. He's already improved to a 69 and left those guys in the dust. So ultimately, I need to let all 6 of those riders go and replace them, and we'll literally have no one left from our original team. But I will need to sign some American riders, and I might hang on to one. I think Wachtendorf has okay-ish potential, but I do need some American riders, so I don't necessarily want to let everyone go. But of these guys, kind of the best well-rounded guy who helps the team is Simpson, as he's got at least some hill climbing ability, mountain climbing ability. That's kind of where you need some support. Brown can do hills. Easter can do hills, so Easter might be worth hanging on. But Harris is absolutely gone. He's no help. Wachtendorf probably needs to be gone just because a sprint is the only thing he's good at, and that's not really helping us at this point. Garrison, not strong enough either, even though he's okay on time trials, and I suppose that does help some. So Garrison, Brown, Simpson, the only ones that have a chance of being retained. But when those guys aren't improving, they're nothing more than domestiques. But looking at the wins category, we've earned quite a few this year. Veldeman has 5 and is 18th in the Continental rankings. Marini's had just 3 wins, but remember he did miss quite a bit of time due to those broken ribs. Vilvol has had 8 wins, so he's done really well and is 10th in the Continental rankings. Seaspol tends to be second fiddle to these other guys, but he's still managed 5 wins himself. Van Ginneken only had a few chances and has had a couple wins, so he's done well as a support guy. And Gouillard, the young future top dog, he could be a really, really great sprinter if he can get that acceleration up a little bit and that resistance up a little bit. It doesn't seem to follow wheels terribly well when they take off sprinting. I don't know if it's because of his acceleration. He just tends to lose the wheel a little too easy of the riders in front of him. He is the best sprinter we've got already in terms of top speed, but we struggled to find that. I was wrong before. I'd said he has not won yet. He has picked up 1 victory. You can see he's only got 41 points on the season, so he is way behind these other guys. But remember, he was a 66 not so long ago. Garrison and Wachtendorf haven't won anything, but they have picked up some points. Van Hemlen, his strong suit is coming up. Cobblestones, and the flat, and the stamina. So he's going to get his chance. Remember, he's only 18 right now. He's going to get his chance here soon, as we do have a couple cobble races coming up. With the trainers, Vilvol not doing so good. With McAllister, in fact, not doing well at all. But he doesn't like Volgraf either, so I'm leaving him there. Easter is a modern trader, but he doesn't like McAllister. McAllister is a lot cheaper than Volgraf on training, and I can't afford to take anybody else off. I've got 5 riders with him. The rest are all sticking with Volgraf, and he's kind of maxed out right now. So we got another one where Jonathan Brown not going so well with his trainer, with Vilgraf, but he's groundbreaking. So they're matched up appropriately, so they stay where they're at. But that means everybody but 3 has their training going extremely well, and I suppose that'll have to do. I'm definitely not going to hire a traditional trainer just for Vilvol. Fitness, only one guy is fatigued, and that's Marini, which is weird because of all the time that he just missed. He's got fatigue. He didn't race for a long time. He was off for a long time. Veldeman apparently is tired. Jonathan Brown should be back any day. And then, yeah, here we go. Looking at these guys. So Simpson and Garrison are both signed for next year. So that's 2 Americans. That means the other 4 are probably going to be gone. Wachtendorf was the only one, I think, that had a little bit of potential. Let's see what. Yeah, 3 to 5. That's not so good. And he started as a 66 or a 65 when he came on with the team. He might have been a 65 when he came on with the team. But still, he's never going to be more than about a 71, 72. So with 2 Americans already signed, those other 4 guys, they're not going to be re-signed. The only guy here then is Vilvol. And Vilvol's had a decent season, but he's got low potential. So I might let Vilvol go, especially as a German rider who is not on the radar for the team itself. So I'm probably going to let Vilvol go. And that means we'll have, let's see, 10,000, 13,000 coming off the books. And we should have about 12,000 more for next season if we hit those objectives. So that's 25,000 available to spend. The rest of these guys are still with us for next year. We'll probably try to get one more Belgian rider to finish off that and get to 3. We'll probably try to get one more Dutch rider to get to 3. And then we'll need one American rider to stay at 3. So 3 of each. That's 3 riders to sign. And we're losing 5, so I'll need at least 2 additional riders to stay at the size we're at. So that's kind of where we're at. But it's only May. We've still got plenty of time until August when that's going to happen. But we're definitely going to try to upgrade because 25,000 is enough for about 5,000 a contract. You can see the most expensive one we have right now is 4,200. Meaning we'll be able to afford a little more quality amongst those 5 riders. But again, here looking at the sprints, Gouillard is the best. He is that top guy by 4, but he just doesn't have the acceleration. Well, he's actually only a 71, but and there's a 75. There. But that's the part. Vilvol, he's only a 73, but he's got that 75 acceleration. Marini saying that's why those 2 guys are getting as many wins as they do. But Van Hemelen, you can see Veldeman, Van Hemelen. Those are our 2 guys ready for the cobbles. Here's a look at the planner. This is something that I really like to use, and I keep it a little ways ahead on the schedule. I'm always watching the number of days. Brown's been injured and should be back any time here. And then we had Marini injured, so again, these guys need to try to make up some time to get days to keep them from getting annoyed, but I try to get this scheduled ahead of time. Out a ways, and I key in on objectives first and then try to get my best riders on the objective days so we have our best chance at success. and then I go for those other ones. Anyway, that's our tactics. Let's go ahead and wrap this episode up by glancing at the results. We'll look at the standings. We already saw the individuals on where they are. You can see Villeville into the top 10 with 234 points on the season. De Moulin leading the overall Super Prestige for the year with Chris Froome, Richie Porte in the top 3 with him. But it's the team one that matters, at least for me, with the Gaming Decathlon competition. We have now eclipsed Leopard Pro Cycling for 4th in the Continental rankings. And you can see that it's all Continental Pro around us in the top 11. So the best 10 besides us are all Continental Pro teams. This is going to go a long way towards getting me into Continental Pro next year. I really don't think we're going to be able to jump straight to World Tour because, Cofidis, 1-2 Group, Gobert, I think I'll be up to their level next year. But I don't think I can skip Continental Pro. Technically, it can happen, but I don't think the 12,000 budget increase is going to definitely get us some better riders, and we're going to be able to expand beyond just being a sprint team. But I definitely don't think we're going to jump up to World Tour status just yet. I mean, you look at like EF Education first, they could get overtaken by Cofidis this year. Trek could be in trouble. Katusha Alpecin could be in trouble. Dimension Data has been in trouble for the last few years. Movistar all the way down at 14th in the standings. Cofidis, 1-2 Group, Gobert could potentially take over one of these other teams. But I think we'll be in that position next year where we're looking to go up. But we are 25th right now, 521 points. So that's fantastic from where we were. We've already eclipsed what we did last season. Last season, I had 43 points for the Gaming Decathlon, which means we were in the 430 range, less than 440. Now I've got 52 points already by the 2nd of May. So that's a new record total already here early in Season 2. And we've got a long, long ways still to go in the season. But once we hit August, the pace will pick up because we'll start preparing for that next season. And so I'll be skipping through a lot of races at the end of the year because we'll be set on our way to Continental Pro most likely. And we'll consider our job done. But I've still got those, 4 objectives left on the year before we sign that contract for next year that are going to be very, very important coming up. Well, anyway, that's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer, and remember, I'm aiming for the best of the best. So if you're ready to join me on my journey, hit subscribe and tune in next time on my Road to the Record. Bye for now.